Success shouldn't feel this exhausting. If you're winning on paper, but burning out behind the scenes, you aren't failing. You're stuck in a psychological bottleneck called a hurdle of stop. I've been there. On the outside, things look great, but I was secretly burning out, convinced I was just lucky, and waiting to be exposed as a fraud. I realized I didn't have a business problem. I had a mindset block. Whether it's imposter syndrome, perfectionism, or fear or failure, these aren't just feelings. They are growth bottlenecks. Identify your specific hurdle and get one immediate action step to regain your momentum today. Go to tuepodcast.net/quiz. That's tuepodcast.net/quiz to take the 3-minute assessment and get your report now. Salutations, Scoob Believer. Do you have a dream of becoming an entrepreneur, but don't know where to start or even what to do? Where can I gather information quickly about what's in my zone of genius? Don't worry, Scoob Believers. I got you covered. Go to tuepodcast.net/AI prompt and check out an amazing set of AI prompts that will give you ideas, information, and articles to help you get across that start line. Once again, go to tuepodcast.net/AI prompt to get you started now. Good luck, Scoob Believer. Welcome to The Undiscovered Entrepreneur, the podcast where brand new entrepreneurs come to life and could quite possibly be discovered. Join me, DJ Scoob, and the rest of the Scoob Believers as we help these new businesses become a reality. And now, away we go! We now join DJ Scoob and the coaching of Jose, co-host of We Like Movies podcast, already in progress. So your podcast is what we're talking about today, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so it's you, Juan, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And who are the other two guys?
Kevin and Mark.
Kevin and Mark. Okay, Kevin and Mark, if you're going to end up watching this, hello. Okay, so... I'd like to know. I listened to a couple of your episodes, already, and I'm kind of trying to get an idea of where you're wanting to take this. I mean, where's your ultimate goal with your podcast? Where do you want it to go?
So our objective, as far as what we're trying to do with each episode, is really just trying to entertain. We talk about movies, but I would just say like trying to just be three buddies talking about movies, trying to get each other to laugh, to be funny, and to entertain, while providing maybe some insight and just providing some good content for our audience. So I mean, our long-term goal would be to be able to generate some ad revenue or something to build some monetization, to ultimately the ultimate goal or dream would be to be able to sort of do something like this full time,
Mm-hmm. So you want this basically to be your like side hustle, or it could be even be your full-time job.
Yeah. I'm sort of the most kind of committed at this point. I do a bulk of the work, and this really is kind of a dream of mine. So I would say that, I have other ideas for other podcasts and other interests. And so if there was a way over time to, definitely side hustle would be nice. But then eventually, being able to be in a full-time type of creative position like that would be great.
Okay. So tell me what's in your mind. Is there some specific things you want to go over, or are you just, I mean, is there anything you'd like to talk about as far as what maybe you want done that I can possibly help you with? Or,
I mean, that no, I felt like you gave some helpful feedback just about audio after listening to an episode and some things that we're aware of, but it was a good reminder, and there's certainly things that we're working on. I mean, the way to be honest with you, the way I kind of see it, I kind of feel like there is no shortcut. And so I understand that this is about consistency, right? It's going to take time, years, years and years. In fact, I'm encouraged by what we've done in just about a year, and really, it's really just been since probably the end of last year that I really started taking it more seriously.
Mhm.
So in in these months, I've been really encouraged by kind of the progress that we've made, and so I feel like, again, just maintaining that consistency over time, finding ways to improve, both the content as well as just the quality of our product, finding ways to engage with our audience, expanding into some promotional type of things, to just over time kind of build our audience. So at least that's the way that I see it. I don't know how um, if that'll work. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I mean, for me personally, like I said, I do most of the work. And so some of the biggest challenges right now for me are that I only have so much time to do these things. So now, for example, we're moving in, we have moved into not doing just audio, but doing video as well. So with that comes now a little bit more editing and that sort of thing. So there's just only so much time that I have to do those things. So probably down the road would want to build a system and maybe try to continue to find ways to automate the process or to just make things as efficient as possible while I continue to have limited time. Um, and then, yeah, like things like, producing a trailer for the show, again, promotional videos, things like that, um, are probably things that in a direction that I'd be looking to move into eventually. And then just on the other hand of, it's a combination of I'm more sort of creative, but I'm not necessarily the most technical. So, even with those things, that kind of take, like you brought up Buzzsprout
Mhm.
as a potentially good tool, and whatnot. Um, so yeah, I'm able to do most things as far as editing or whatnot, at a pretty basic level, I would say. Um, so yeah, I don't know. That's kind of at least where we're at, and I was, yeah, just maybe just more curious and learning exactly, what you do, or what what you've been able to do for other people that you've worked with, um, and then yeah, kind of just hear about that.
Okay. So that gives me a little bit to work with here, and that's good. And those are some good questions. Those are actually a lot of common questions that I get when I talk to people like you about their podcast. Time is always a big issue with a lot of the people because a lot of times it's a one person or two person show, plus they're doing a bunch of other stuff, work and things like that. So time really is kind of a key thing. Building an audience is big. I mean, one of the things is getting engagement from the audience and trying to figure out how that works, so you can understand what your listeners actually want in your show. That way, you can cater your show to them.
Hmm.
Um, and consistency is a big key too. Um, Question: when you say consistency, what do you mean by consistency? Because there's different ways of thinking about consistency.
Yeah. Um, I think for us, I think mainly I'm referring to, um, maintaining our flow of content. So we have set dates that we really release our episodes. Um, yeah, so mainly I think it's consistency there, but also just kind of stick to itness, sticking with it. Um, if like I said, because it's a journey and really a marathon. Um, even if after another year or longer than that, it's maybe not where we wish it was. Kind of just maintaining a level of commitment. I think what you've said about engagement and being able to assess from your audience, making those adjustments, but yeah, I guess I just mean more of like a long-term commitment to um, and a sort of resiliency and just commitment.
Okay. So that's a big part of consistency. Um, the other part of consistency, it's brand consistency.
Okay.
So you'll see a lot of what I do is very similar in every other aspect and every other social media or whatever I do. You'll see something that reminds you of me. For example, these guys behind me here, that's my logo.
Hmm.
You'll see these everywhere. No matter where I'm at, whether you'll see either this or you'll see this, which is my piano tie. Now, this is just an
Hmm.
example. I don't expect you to go out and get a piano tie, but I mean, it
Sure.
goes
Oh wow.
so. So it's these little nuances that we have in ourselves that are about you that you need to have consistent in everything that you do. So a little piece of each of you, Ken and Mark, you need to get together and find some piece of you that all cohesive that you can put on everything. Just a little
Hmm.
watermark or just something that says you and have that consistency
Hmm.
that consistency to help you with your personal branding. And when you have personal branding that's consistent,
Hmm.
people will see this symbol or whatever it is and say, "Oh, that's these guys. Yeah, I love these guys." It reminds them of you. And that's going to help you build that's going to help it build a lot of following because people are going to see you everywhere. Even if it's just a little, I mean, I could just put this out there and people know who I am, right? It's kind of the
Hmm.
same idea. So
So,
having not just consistent shows and consistent uh, content, but having consistent branding is going to be a key element for you guys.
okay, that's a great point. So let me ask you along those lines, what are your thoughts about the title of our podcast? Just out of curiosity.
So I'm actually surprised you guys got it. Uh, it seems like so simple. It's very rememberable, and I'm surprised nobody else has got it from you guys yet. Like it's on Twitter and it's already there, and nobody else has snatched it up. So usually when you come
Yeah,
across something like that, that's actually a pretty good sign. You want to
yeah.
have something that's simple and rememberable.
Okay,
So I don't see anything. I don't see anything wrong with it. If it's something you guys want to roll with, hey, roll with it. I like it.
okay.
So, but using that as part of your branding is going to be what's helping you.
Hmm.
Like the cover art that you have, the clip art that you have on your Twitter, use that. That's simple. It's already
Yeah,
done.
yep. Yeah,
So,
that's what I mean. So we did get some feedback that was just saying, because we used to have just that same cover that when we uploaded a bunch of all of our episodes to YouTube, for example, I just used that cover for all of them with just the audio there. And we did get some feedback that just said, it's helpful. It's actually more helpful to kind of change it up, and so I started kind of um, custom making each of the covers for each episode, but sort of preserving that, like you said, as a watermark,
right.
that image. on each of those covers as well. It kind of changes colors, but the idea is to have that image there every time. So I know I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Now, when you're doing YouTube, it's going to be different than the podcast when it comes to presentation
Yeah,
because YouTube's more visual, so they're going to want to see something happening where podcasting is just audio. So they're not really looking at the screen to begin with. They turn the phone off, they shove it in their pocket, and they listen to everything they're going to say. So
mm,
having something change, even if it's just a still image, having something change quite often, like every 5 to 7 minutes. I know it seems like a lot, but every 5 to 7 minutes, some kind of change happening on the screen that still has your logo mark, say in the corner or something like that, might be something there that somebody's trying to tell you something, about
yeah,
that. So
yeah. Well, now we're just doing video. So actually, we have an episode coming out at 1 a.m. Which will be our transition now to, depending on what platform you're listening on, you could get just the audio version, or you can get us, over a call, recording, which we've for now, we've transitioned over to Riverside
oh, good, okay.
FM,
Hmm.
which seems to be a really good platform. Right now, we're using the free version, but as we're kind of trying it out, but yeah, I would like to get onto the paid one, which will just allow us to do a little bit more.
Riverside's good because it'll actually record. Now I do this on Zoom, but I think Riverside actually records everything separately. So or
Yeah,
there's a way I'm not sure if you have to pay for that or not. I'm not too familiar with Riverside. This is just what I've heard from my editor is they're able
yeah,
to record each person's camera separately, so you can flip between different ones and edit between different ones at different times. So it's a little bit easier and it's a little more smoother.
hmm
So that's good. Are you guys just basically
yeah,
recording
yeah.
yourselves?
Records them.
Are you just basically recording
Yeah, yeah,
yourselves?
yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it records each one locally in each's own device. Um, but so yeah, yeah, it's definitely better than we were using Microsoft Teams.
Oh yeah.
Um, mhm,
I mean, me myself, I use Zoom, obviously, and it costs me 15
mhm,
bucks a month, and it does all that.
mhm. Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, it's not too expensive. The other
Yeah.
thing that I want to go over is time, because that, like I said before, time is really a hurdle a lot of us have to go through, especially me, because I actually work 2 full-time jobs on top of podcasting, on top of entrepreneur coaching, like I'm doing with you.
Wow.
So time is a huge thing for me, but I've learned to be able to control it enough to where I could actually do all these things and still be able
Mhm.
to produce what I produce. So a lot of what I do, I repurpose content.
Mm.
So one of the tools that I use to repurpose content is Descript. And I'm not sure if I mentioned that one to you or not, but what it does, it gives you audio, video, and a transcript all at one shot.
Okay.
So all you do is download the audio into Descript. It gives you all that capability, and it does it all in one time. And you could actually export whatever you need, wherever you need it to go from the script to, say, YouTube, or to
Mhm.
download it to the finished product, and then you could send it to Buzzsprout or anything like that. And then you use the transcript to actually do your video editing. So if there's something you don't want him to say, you just highlight it, delete it, boop, and it deletes it right out of the audio and video all at once.
Really.
So I'm actually using that also to make YouTube shorts, because all I have to do is
Mhm.
delete the parts that I don't need and just the one couple of sentences I do need, and then just
Mm.
flip the thing to portrait, and boom, it's gone. And it automatically puts subtitles in there
Okay.
for you, and
Yeah.
it has sub templates that you can use for cool nifty things happening on the screen.
Yeah. And you pay for that also?
15.99 a month.
As Descript?
Yep.
Descript?
Yep.
Okay.
If you want, I'll shoot
Yeah,
you an
I,
affiliate
I,
link on that so you can take a look at it if you want.
okay. Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, that was definitely a great insight that again I hadn't realized the value of having that transcript for SEO.
Yeah.
But that makes a lot of sense as well. Yeah, I wasn't aware.
And then
Um,
that's what I use for a lot of my SEO. I'll put it not just in the in my transcript, but in my show notes too. So I got it in. I actually have
mhm,
it. I have it in my blog. I use it as a blog as well too. So I kind of got it in a couple different places
mhm.
on my website. What are you guys using for your website right now?
WordPress.
WordPress. Yeah, I think I saw that. So
Mhm. Yeah.
WordPress can get complicated for me. I mean,
Mhm,
you might be really good
mhm,
at it. I actually use something called Podpage, and it's actually a
mhm.
website built
Okay.
specifically for uh, podcasting websites. It's specifically built for that, so you can actually put guest notes, your transcripts. It automatically downloads your newest episode into the website. And it has a lot of great tools that saves you a lot of time having to go back and forth and try to input things into WordPress unless you have it automatically done. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about WordPress, but Podpage has a
Mhm,
lot of automations where once you put out an episode, it actually downloads it into your everything you need on your website.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, I think part of the idea with which I want to ask you about newsletters,
Mm,
but part of the idea with just having the website was to be able to um, create some additional content, so both allowing me, because I write, so maybe writing essays about films or lists, so some additional content to kind of go along with just the podcast. So I definitely will check out Pod Page. Our website it's pretty simple and it's fairly easy, but yeah, it is another step. So if Pod Page might be something that might make that process more efficient, that could be good.
yeah, and it has
But yeah,
it has blog capabilities. So I mean, if you want to do that extra content, you throw it into the blog.
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So yeah, are you currently involved in do you have a newsletter? I just kind of keep seeing that popping up on Twitter, people promoting that, and so yeah, just curious how effective that might be.
Newsletters have been making a resurgence lately, and I've noticed that too. For quite a number of years, newsletters kind of fell off the world map for some reason. I guess people didn't have time for it or whatever. But I'm noticing people now are actually putting more thought into their newsletters and more niched information into their newsletters, and using it as another form of being discovered.
Hmm.
So I think as long you could write a low newsletter, it's not a have to do. It's not. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not very high on my to do list. Um,
Hmm.
but you'll see and I think another reason why you're seeing newsletters a little more often is because people are using Chat GPT to make them.
Oh, you're okay. That
So
makes
now there's a
sense.
lot less time that needs to be actually need writing them. So people
Hmm.
are putting them up because they can. I think
Mm.
I don't because I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I do use Chat GPT for some minor things like
Hmm.
my show notes. I use Chat
Hmm.
GPT for. It just makes things a lot shorter for me, and it still gets the point out. And I still do change it a little bit to make it a little more comprehensible to what I'm trying to accomplish because it's not perfect.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but that's just about it, really. Um,
Okay.
It's a lot of uproar about it. It's not, you're losing the human touch or anything like that. I'm just using it as a tool.
Yeah.
That's about it. But you see you're going to see a lot of these newsletters that are being put out right now, and a lot of other things like blogs and even full-fledged books are being written by
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT now. So, I mean, I think that's why
Yeah.
people are doing newsletters a little more often, because now they have the capability and time to be able to do it, because all they have to do is throw a sentence in ChatGPT and all of a sudden it's there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I got you. Yeah. Well, and so people are monetizing the newsletters. Like you subscribe, per month to receive that, or whatever, or per week or whatever to
there,
receive it every week or
yeah,
something.
there's ways to do that. I mean, if you think it's something, personally, if I do put out a newsletter, I'm going to put it out for free, but I'm going to ask for emails
Mm-hmm.
and start an
Mm-hmm.
email list. And I think that's
Yeah.
another thing too. I was going to go over with you as maybe putting together an email list of your listeners, if you can.
Cool.
Have you heard of that at all?
An email list?
Mm-hmm.
No, not in the context of the podcast. No.
Okay, so you can put together an email list there's a couple ways to do it. There's two of them I recommend, and that would be convertkit.com and
Mm-hmm.
system, STYSMEME. So it's a system with an E on the end of it, .org, I think it is. And basically what they do is they help you construct a landing page, and then you send your guests to the landing page. And you say, if you sign up on my landing page, you get this content for free. Just need to put in your email address. So now you're collecting email addresses from these things that are free. And now you have direct contact to your listeners.
Mm-hmm.
So, instead of DMing your listeners on, say, Twitter or anything like that, or sending out a tweet and hoping they're going to get it, you actually have a way to directly contact your listeners and ask them questions about your show or whatever you possibly could. And then you could set up a subscription for your newsletters if you want to, or you could put a Patreon together and have bonus content, which is I'm doing that in that. And I'm also doing it in a company called Numospect, which is a new thing for me. And that's pretty awesome too. It's a community, basically, is what it boils down to. So there's different ways of doing it.
So are you like is Buzzsprout what you use personally? Is that the platform that you're utilizing?
Yeah, Buzzsprout is my platform for my host.
Uh-huh.
So that puts me
Okay.
out. That puts all my everything out everywhere. It puts it on Spotify. It puts it on iHeartRadio, iTunes. It does all that for me, and all I have to do is click a couple buttons, and away I go.
So the issue that one of my frustrations is that I'm using Anchor, which is now Spotify podcast for Spotify or
Right.
whatever. But I I don't know who's listening except for YouTube. YouTube on that platform, it shows me who's subscribed.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I have no idea who is listening. Um, even when I go to Apple to look at their analytics, I can't see that either. So I just feel pretty blind, in that whole process of just not even knowing who. I kind of see numbers going up,
Yeah.
and listens. I don't even know necessarily uh, how I see listens and plays, but I see a lot of podcasters that are mainly looking at downloads, which I don't even know. I
Okay.
think Apple gives you at least that figure of downloads, but yeah. So in terms of tracking some of that, I think that's a huge blind spot
Okay.
right
So
now.
I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's see here if I remember how to do this right. Here it is, right here. Perfect. All right. This I just happen to have this up. This is my Buzzsprout right here. Do you see it?
Okay. So right here, well, I'm in the way here. I got to move. Okay, right here's my stats.
Mm-hmm.
This is all my downloads per day.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see what my downloads are right here. You see I had this big spike
Mm-hmm.
right here, 42 downloads in one day. That was a good day. So
Yeah.
but now the definition of an actual download, a listen is a download.
Oh, okay.
So what a download means is if somebody presses to listen to your podcast and they're on there more than 2 seconds, the system will actually download the episode into their listening apparatus, whether it be the phone or whatever. So that's considered a download because it automatically downloads into their system. So every listen is actually a download.
Okay.
So now Buzzsprout will actually give you a daily count of listens or downloads, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll also give you where the downloads come from. You see, I'm actually mostly in Good Pods right now.
Oh, okay.
All right. There's some Apple Podcasts, and these are just like my last 5 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
My Buzzsprout actually has their own pod player and their own website that they actually put on there for you too. So you can actually use their own provided website if you wanted to. But then there's Spotify too. Here's my top episodes right here on the left. 90, 77, 77, 76. 78. These are my top episodes for all time right now. It even has a podcast predictor where it will predict your next set of downloads for the week. And then you can see where it actually has, you could go right to the website you need to go to for these. These are my 3 top, so I have these here. So if you want to look at the dashboard for Spotify, or if you want to look at the dashboard for Apple Podcasts, it's right there on a click.
Okay.
And then you can even go, let's see, is it here? I got to see. I haven't done this part in a while. Let's see. It actually, locations. Maybe it's locations. Yeah, here we go. Check this out. It shows you where the downloads came from in the world.
Yeah. Very cool.
So you see I have Pennsylvania, Maine. I have some in Jamaica. It's Uruguay. And it breaks down here to cities too. So like Virginia, Arizona, Reno, Nebraska. So it actually even breaks down where the downloads are coming from.
Okay.
So I know you're getting a little sneak peek here. This is my next episode coming out, the coaching of Joe. Okay. This is the one that just came out now. It came out today, and this came out last week, and so on and so on. So it gives you a lot of capabilities. It also gives you something called Magic Mastering. Now, what this does is it actually helps with the audio quality when you download it with them. So it automatically smart adaptive leveling. So everything that's quiet will get louder, and everything that's too loud will get quieter up to a specific level once you download it. So audio sweetening, so it's filter noises, hisses, hums, and reductions. So when you download it, if you have Magic Mastering with them, it automatically helps your audio. And that's one of the, now it costs a little bit more. It costs I think it cost me $4 a month on top of the regular, listing. But I got to tell you, it's worth it because it really takes a lot of the issues out of what I'm trying to come across when I'm, trying to edit. I know if it tops a little bit, or there's a little bit hissing on there, I don't have to worry too much about it.
Okay.
So, we go over to, that's me, directories. Here we go. So here's all the directories you actually can go on. There's Apple, Spotify, Google, blah, 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 blah. Let's look at all those. There's only a couple of them I'm not listed on because they're a bugger to get on there.
Oh, yeah.
So like Alexa, that's a bugger. I haven't figured that one out yet. And I'm actually listening to Google Pods. It just hasn't come back yet. But there's, and it's all done right there. It's all done on one spot. So you don't have to go to a bunch of different places, go over to, Spotify and do their stuff, then go over to Apple and do their stuff, go over to Stitcher and do their stuff. It's all done in one spot.
And you mentioned that they also had built-in like ads that you can utilize,
Yeah.
or
So if you go to
something along those lines.
monetization here, there's an eligibility, but I haven't looked into it because I'm not really into this, but you can do it. And it's very similar to, I think iHeartRadio is doing this right now, where they'll automatically put in ads and then pay you for them.
Okay.
The only problem is you kind of, and this is why I don't do it, you kind of lose a little bit of control of where they put the ads.
Oh, I see.
So like, I don't want to have an ad right in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm on a real good groove and all of a sudden, there's an ad. And and that's a personal preference of me. I know the Wheel of Horror actually have that, and they're good with it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I deal with it. But yeah, there's ways of doing it. So there's also affiliates. So you could actually put together affiliates. Like there's a Buzzsprout affiliate, which that's what I told you I was going to send you. You also can do custom affiliates. So if you come up with an affiliate that wants to be in your podcast, you could actually put it here, and they'll actually automatically put it into your show notes if you click on it. So for example, if I go to episodes here and I'll go here, I have an ad for Audible and Numospect. So all I do is add the brand in here, and they automatically put it in my show notes. So I don't have to put it in manually. And every single episode, it does it all. So, so they have their own way. They're also together with. Let's see. Do I have it here? Monetization. They have an affiliation with Podcorn. And they will actually automatically. They moved it on me. They'll automatically try to pair you up with other companies. They'll download all your podcast information to these companies, and they'll make offers to you.
Oh, okay.
So
that's really cool.
I get texts, I get emails from them every day. Hey, 9 new people that match up. Maybe you should take a look at them and see if you can make a bid. So you'll bid like $5 an episode to put their ad in, $10 an episode to put their ad in, something like that, and then you see if they accept it or not.
Oh, okay.
So it's really easy.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So that's some easy ways to get monetized. Probably not the most best way to make money. You're not going to, quit your job over this. That's for sure. But but it's a good way to get started and have ads and get some kind of money to come in to start paying for some of the podcasting bills that you got coming up.
So can I ask you if you're familiar at all with like podcast promoters? Like, for example, like on Fiverr, right? Well, these guys in India or Pakistan, for $5, they'll get you this many listens or this many downloads. Are you familiar with that at all? Is that an effective, cheap kind of way to, just get your stuff out there?
Okay, so I'm going to apologize to anybody that doesn't like this in the head of time. It's a scam. They're not going to get you anything new and anything different. I've actually had many people pay them hundreds of dollars and get nothing. You're a lot better off just advertising yourself and doing social medias and that kind of thing. I just don't see that when I can actually do it myself by the click of a button. So, I mean, if you want to give it a try, cool. Don't spend too much money on it trying it out. But personally, I don't see the need for it. I actually, on LinkedIn, I constantly on a daily basis get people that want to promote my podcast for me on a daily basis, and I have to delete every single one of them. So,
yeah. I mean, I've done it a few times, like for the $5. So it's not much, just to like try it out and see what happens. And you get spikes, some of them, it seems like they create like a generic little promo. And then I don't know, they say they have a network that they promote to, and they so you do see spikes, which is like nice, you know, but I'm not sure. Part of me kind of feels like it is are these real listens or is it like bots? But then also they don't, you know, they go away. You know, they're not like coming back for future episodes or anything
Mhm.
like that. So it's
Yeah.
kind of just like a shot of endorphins, and then that's it. You know.
Yeah, it's very short. It sounds like it's just really short term. It's not people. I mean, if you're not getting any increases after that shot, then they're not real people. They're not people that are interested in you. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? If it's
Right.
somebody that's going to be interested in
Yep.
you, you're going to see an uptick. Even if it's just one extra download that you don't normally have, it's an uptick. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, you could very easily
Yeah.
go in there and just start for 2 or 3 seconds, 7 different podcasts, and it looks like 7 downloads, and then that's it.
Hmm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've actually seen. So I tried that out, but I think since we've over the last couple of weeks, feel like I've seen more solid, consistent growth just through um, starting to do video stuff. Been just through some of the changes that we've been making. Feel like there's been more solid results than what we got through some of those spikes that didn't really materialize into anything beyond that.
So,
So,
another way to start getting people to notice you a little bit more is guesting on other podcasts that's in
mm-hmm,
the same niche as you. I
mm-hmm.
don't know if you thought about doing that, but there's a lot of movie podcasts.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. That's actually been good. I mean, I've been on Twitter pretty heavily, just trying to get connected with sort of the community, and so far I've had the opportunity to. Well, I've done 2 interviews of you know, one is for an independent filmmaker, and then the other one is for a guy that's producing a podcast, a really exciting podcast. So I they'll be like that'll be like on our show interviewing them, and then they'll do some promotional stuff for us too. But yeah, it definitely. Again, that's just another thing of like time, you know. Um, because there are a lot of people that are willing to do that. It's just trying to line it up and find a time that works for everyone. But yeah, certainly.
Yeah, it's nice to have other people on your podcast to help you promote and things of that nature, in their circles, but you need to go the other way with it too. You and maybe all three of
Okay.
you all need to get on somebody else's podcast so their people can come to you, borrow their
Okay.
listeners, because their listeners are listening to podcasts
Mhm.
that you represent. So you want those type of listeners in.
Mhm.
And even if you jump on some oddball ones, you never know who could be listening. That's, oh, he sounds cool. Even though this is about entrepreneurship, I like movies,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
something like that too.
Yeah.
So I would look into maybe,
Okay.
there is a Facebook group called Be a Guest
Mhm.
that I'm a part of. And I actually guest on a lot of podcasts through them too.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that's a
that's
good way to kind of promote yourself and get your voice and what you're about out there to new listeners.
okay. For sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
So
Yeah, no, I think
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, sorry. No, I was just gonna say I think some of this is pretty helpful stuff.
So, starting an email list, getting engagement with your audience, trying to figure out what they actually want to hear from you
Yeah.
on your podcast, because the listeners that actually talk to you are going to be interested in what you're doing.
Mhm.
So those are the people you want to kind of get some ideas from.
Mhm.
So I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you a little bit. I'm sorry, Ken and Mark. Um, I want to talk about what your split of work is between you, Ken, and Mark. I mean, you say you're doing the bulk of it. What are Ken and Mark doing?
trying to, I mean, they're there for recording and kind of helping out whenever they can. So it's just it's not so much that they don't want to do stuff. It's more of just life circumstances. I mean, Kevin has he's a single father, to 5 girls.
Mm,
So that that's a lot of his time right there. And then Mark um, is just in a position where he's having to work nights most nights. So I kind of am just in a position where my schedule is a little bit more open to be able to do stuff like that. So and again, just because I want to, very badly, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's just um, yeah. So that's kind of why there's that sort of um, imbalance at the moment. Just it's mainly just circumstantial.
okay. I can understand that and I can appreciate that too. It just seems like you're like carrying a brunt of the show so much that you might be stifling a little bit of your creativity because of it, because you're doing so many other things. I mean,
Well,
and that's just a feeling I got
sure.
from talking to you. If you're able to hand off like one thing to somebody else that are able to take 10 minutes and actually do,
Hmm.
that's going to be time for you to do other creative stuff, like be on other podcasts or read that book that you need to read or play with the script or whatever it is that you have that you don't have time for now to be able to move things along a little bit better. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to like tell me one thing that you really love to do out of all the stuff that you do, tell me one thing that you really love to do and one thing you really hate to do.
So I like the preparation for the podcast. If we're reviewing a movie, I kind of write out a script for myself, an introduction. I like to research, find some interviews, YouTube videos, read other reviews, read articles, and because I'm trying to not only I'm trying to I want to you know pro create good content for the listener, right? And maybe share something new with them that they hadn't heard before. Not just me saying, "Okay, I like this movie," but even little games that we can play to have fun or interesting questions, things like that. So that's probably my favorite is that planning phase of just putting kind of those ideas together and actually writing, being really creative with that. Um, I would say, what I don't enjoy is, um, although Twitter is I've kind of enjoyed connecting with people. It just really kind of, you can easily get sucked into really being on there. But Um, I think Kevin's gonna be a little bit like getting involved with like editing, stuff like that. Some of the interviews that we've done, I'm handing those over to him to do the editing on that because he's good at that and he enjoys that. Um, and yeah, I think maybe some of the social media stuff. I mean, I kind of am doing it because I have to, but it's not the most enjoyable for me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one too. I mean, as much as I post on social medias and things like that, it's definitely not my favorite thing to do. I actually switched over to an AI for my social medias,
Mm,
just because it's just way too much, and I'm actually getting more content out there with the AI than not. And all I'm really
mm,
doing is throwing my content into the AI, and then it throws it out there at specific times of the day. So it's not
mm,
like it's making anything for me. It's just
hmm.
putting it out there for me. So
Okay.
um,
So you like have you like plan you write the content and then it just schedules and posts it for you?
yeah,
Okay.
it's called Pinnacle AI,
Hmm.
and I could send you that one too. I guess we got Pinnacle AI. We need Buzzsprout, and we need Descript. Just so I know what to send you, so I can help you out.
Okay.
That one's really smart too. It actually has 3 different types of content that you can put in there, and it gives you the best. It'll actually post them when that particular type of content is most active.
Mm-hmm.
It just reads your social media and says at 11:39 this is the best time to put this particular kind of content out there, and it does it for you.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's pretty neat. I'm going to be honest with you. You need to hand some of this stuff off and talk to Kevin and Mark and see what they're going to be able to handle. You're under too much stress, dude. You're giving yourself too much work and you're stifling your creativity. And that's just an opinion. You guys run the show however you want to run it. That's cool. That's just what I think.
Sure.
So another thing too, I listened to your last episode, Tar. Okay. Too long.
That's something that definitely tell me more about that.
So do you script everything you say when it comes to something like that, or do you bullet point it, or what do you do?
I script a fair amount. I try to and at least for some things I'll kind of read that, or sometimes I'll just use it as a launching pad. But I try to get my thoughts down as I want to communicate them, and then either go off of that or kind of go see where that goes.
Okay, so there was this last. Now I haven't listened to everything that you put out. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you, but that last one was you for at least 30 minutes. Okay. So what you need to do is hand the ball off to your other 2 guys every once in a while too. But don't just say what do you think? And then they say like one sentence, then you're back on your thing. You see what I'm saying? You got to give them an opportunity to be able to say what they have to say and interject. Because now what it sounded like to me is you're giving a lecture to these 2 guys about this movie. And that's going to turn a lot of people off. Because they want to hear everybody's perspective about the movie at a in a general mix of time. Most of my episodes don't go for more than 45 minutes. Any more than that gets a little bit too long, and sometimes I would probably even think about doing a 2-parter if it gets longer than that.
Okay.
People's attention spans are short. Now, they are much longer on podcasts because it's a listening apparatus and they basically listen passively. So they'll listen for longer, but people still have their threshold of how long they're going to listen to something before going on to something else.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard my 16-year-old son listen to an entire song for the last 3 months. He'll listen to the first 2 minutes of it and then move on to something else. I'm like, dude, I want to hear the whole song. What's going on? No, I'm ready for the next one. I was like, okay, well, and that's kind of the thing that you want to think about too. If you're not renewing something or doing something different in a certain amount of time, it's going to start turning people off. So some kind of change. It doesn't even necessarily have to be like you talking to your guys. Just change something different every once in a while to renew people's interest into what they're listening to. Whether it could be a sound effect, it could be a part of the movie. I don't know how that all works because I don't know movie things. But that reminds me too. Be careful about what you use music wise. Make sure it's copyright, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, but use like a sound effect or something like that to get people's interest reset it. Because once people's interest resets, then you can move on.
Okay. Yeah, that's really good feedback too.
I can see you thinking. That's why I didn't want to interrupt you there, Juan. That's
Oh, no. I mean, I think I'm aware that Tar episode was a little bit of an anomaly, but that feedback is helpful because that informs me that I feel like what I had to say was important, but maybe that could have been an essay, bonus content on the website, and keep it, more about our exchange and our dialogue.
There you go.
So I'm just thinking
that's a good idea.
that.
I like that. If you have an episode, that's going to go long, turn it into a bonus, or, what you could even do is do like a 15-20 minute and said, hey, if you want to hear the rest of this interview, if you're interested in the rest of this interview, go to our blah, blah for the rest of this content or for bonus content of this particular subject or something like that. Then if you get really fancy schmancy about it, you could put it behind a paywall and start getting subscriptions.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, yeah, that's just I liked the content. Don't get me wrong; it was just long.
I understand. Yeah, no, I appreciate the honest feedback for sure.
And then I think if you decide to go with just what do you use for editing?
Oh my goodness, I'm embarrassed to even say. So I'm just using so before video, I was just editing on the Anchor platform, which was actually really easy um and is really good. Like if you have silent spots, you could just really easily kind of block those out. But they don't allow you to edit with video. So with video, I've just been using the sort of I have a Dell with a Microsoft Windows operating system. So it just comes with there's just a built-in video editor, a very basic video editor there. But mon- yeah, so I do have another computer in the house that has iMovie on it, which I think is a little bit better. And if Kevin does start editing, he does have access to Final Cut Pro. So we're hoping to get that going. Yeah.
Okay. So I use Descript for my audio editing.
Okay.
And I also use Audacity.
Okay, yeah.
So if you're a Mac user or if you're a PC user, then Audacity is probably going to be your cheapest bet for a good quality editing program that's free.
But that's audio only, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing. It's audio. That's why I went with Descript, because that one's audio and video at the same time. So now that I'm doing YouTube videos, I'm actually using that for both now. And then letting Buzzsprout actually clean up some of the messy stuff automatically.
Okay.
So,
cool.
Take that for what it's worth. But I think having a little bit of enhancement in your editing, beside just the basic one that's on Anchor, or I guess Spotify podcasts now, whatever, would probably help you guys audio wise.
Well, I think Riv, yeah. Well, we'll continue to work on that. We definitely want to continue to. There's ways that we can. There's ways that we can continue to learn and grow and continue to enhance and improve. So, yeah.
All right, good stuff. What else? There was something else here. No, I think that's it. That's all we've kind of covered at this point from what we talked about. Did you want to go over anything? Any questions other questions that might have popped in your head as we were going along here that you wrote down that you might want to have me answer for you?
No, nothing that came up. I mean, whatever did come up, I think I asked you and you answered already. So, yeah, those were the main things that I was curious about. So I think I asked you everything that was on my mind. Yeah, I'll be eager for the other guys to watch the recording and to hear their thoughts on everything that you've laid out.
Okay. Are you comfortable with me using this as content on my podcast?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
of course.
I just want to ask to be sure, because I do coaching episodes on top of my regular episodes in between. Okay. So I feel with what information that you asked and I came up with might be beneficial to somebody else.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to have that form. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let me think here. Yeah, I'll send this to you. Do you want me to send this to you the same email that you signed up with the with my Calendly?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll send it there as soon as I can. And do you want to do this in about a month or so and just see how things are going?
Sure. Yeah, I'd be up for that.
Okay, so I'll send. That's all, folks. I'll send you my
Okay.
calendar again. Just pick a day a month ahead of time, and I would really like to follow up and see what kind of changes that you've made in the podcast to see if you've come up with any new ideas to come up with contacting your listeners or getting some interaction with your listeners, because I think that's going to be key for you guys.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. I'll definitely do that.
Hey, thank you so much for talking to me, and I hope I helped you out a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. No, I feel like this was really, really helpful. So
Good.
thank you so much.
That's what I'm all about, is helping out.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, take care. Nice to connect with you.
Let's connect with you. Take it easy.
Thank you for listening to the coaching edition of The Undiscovered Entrepreneur, brought to you by Doing It Today Coaching. If you want to get across the start line, contact me, DJ Scoob, at doingitTodayCoaching@gmail.com. Say the words "Do It Now" for a free 2-hour discovery call to see how I can help you in your entrepreneur adventure. Art and graphics by Elaine Wilson, supported by my Patreons, Brian Briggs of Ocean Tree Creative and Oliver Siegel of Anal, and hosted by me, DJ Scoob. Click the show notes below for more information. And remember, I can, I am, I will, and I'm doing it today.
As a worker of 2 full-time jobs, running a podcast and coaching, every minute counts in my day-to-day. It's hard to be consistent in any of my social medias. And at this point, I cannot hire a social media manager. Pinnacle AI to the rescue! I've been using Pinnacle AI for a couple of weeks now and seen big improvements in my outreach and consistency in all my social medias. Do you want to save time and increase your productivity too? Go to tuepodcast.net/AI for more information. Save yourself time and grow your brand. Try it now and see what it can do for you.
Hello, Scoob believers. Let me ask you a real quick question. How many cups of coffee have you had today? 3, 5, 7? And let me guess, you've got a Red Bull in the other hand just in case, right? Yeah, I see you. Now, here's the truth bomb nobody wants to hear. You're not building a business. You're building a caffeine dependency. Listen, I get it. When you're grinding 12, 14, 16-hour days, you're building something from nothing. When you've got payroll to meet, investors to impress, and visions that won't wait. You need fuel. But what if I told you that the fuel that you're using is actually slowing you down? What if the very thing that you think is keeping you sharp is actually making you dull? Enter Rise Coffee. This isn't your grandma's mushroom tea. This isn't some hippie wellness trend. This is science meets performance. And here's what makes Rise different. Less than half the caffeine of a regular cup of coffee. But here's the kicker. You won't miss it. 6 organic powerhouse mushrooms, including Cridoceps, what Olympic athletes use, and lion's mane, what Silicon Valley biohackers swear by. Sustained energy that doesn't spike and crash. We're talking smooth, clean power from morning to moonlight. Crystal clear focus without the jitters. Imagine closing the deal with calm, confident mind instead of the caffeine chaos. Gut health and immune support, because what's the point of building an empire if you're too sick to enjoy it? So here's the challenge to you. Stop borrowing energy from tomorrow. Stop running on fumes and call it a hustle. Stop wearing your caffeine addiction like a badge of honor. Real entrepreneurs optimize, real entrepreneurs adapt, real entrepreneurs win. You can't win if you're crashing at 2 p.m. while your competition is just getting started. Break the cycle. Head to risesuperfoods.com right now and use code PODNA15 for 50% off your first order. That's PODNA15 for 15% off. Try it for 30 days. If you don't feel the difference, if you don't feel sharper, calmer, more focused, more alive, then go back to your 6-a-day cup habit. But I'm telling you, we won't, because once you feel what real energy feels like, you'll never go back. Ditch the addiction, fuel your empire, and rise up. Rise Coffee, energy that builds, not burns.